Okay, it looks like we're finally live. Let me turn it up a bit slightly so you guys can hear me. Cool. Looks like my thing is working and thing is up and running. Right, let's go. Hello there, everybody. My name is Sergio6. Today I'm gonna be playing Elden Ring Rune Level 1. That's pretty much the gist of it. We've covered a fair bit of distance, a lot more than I was expecting. I think last time we managed to defeat Morgod, the Shade of Godfrey, and Morgod as well. Being honest, I didn't expect to do those last two quickly, because like whole 30-40 minutes I was stuck in the Lanedale catacombs just trying to get this little pain of a talisman right here, Lord of Blood's Exaltation. I decided that before I moved on, well, technically speaking, I should go straight to the mountaintops of the giant if I'm being entirely honest, because I should get access to a couple of things from there, which in Prelati's charge, and a couple of the smithing stone bell bearings. I think 3 and 4 will be just available down in the church after I defeat Borealis. But I think with the level of strength I am at now, I wanted to prioritize doing Radahn. The main reason for that is just because I need the help. It's a little embarrassing to admit, but I think after getting myself thoroughly dumpstered by just NPCs over and over, I think for my own sanity in general, I think I'm going to go straight to Radahn, so I can go straight to Nokron and then pick up the Mimic tier from there. I do kind of wonder what happens if I do things out of order here, because Blythe is just going to be over there with Alexander, a few NPCs. Technically, he's found his way here because he's doing a thing for Ranni, hoping to defeat Radahn, unlock the stars, help her with her whole ordeal thing, her quest line, so to speak. So I'm gonna do a little step skipping here. If I want to be ideally, if I want to make the most of it out of this level 1 run, what I should ideally do is bring some kind of arcane thing with me. I say arcane I don't already have lead here, but ideally I want to also have access to dragon communion spells and all that. I think part of the strategy I should employ once I go down into Nokron and get the silver tier mask is, it's probably going to be the silver tier mask, isn't it? If I use the silver tier mask, then I won't be able to make use of what is it called? The white mask with the bleed stuff and stuff. I kind of wish I also had better use for these runes. 173k for this level I think is enough to You know what? Actually, I'm just gonna go straight to the lift. I'm just gonna go straight to the lift of Roll. Where's the avenue of? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go straight to the lift of Rolled. Unlock the smithing stone bell bearing, because I think with that I'll be able to boost my speed up a little bit. I'm just also gonna run as fast as I can. Or maybe that's not necessary. Actually, yes, it is necessary. I'm gonna have to just run pretty fast before that urge tree. He already came out swinging. Interesting. I'm not gonna do your funny like holy beam attack. That's cool. I can just go here instead. Yeah. Get the smithing stone bell bearing so I can just like improve my here weapon. I also have to be pretty fast here as well, or else I'm just gonna get jumped by those misty goblins and their little helpers in the movies. You think I should run this far? Interesting strategy. Could be comfortable. Just make sure you don't fall down the big part of this pit. You did exactly. I feel like I got this. Oh, I like this supposed to be ethereal outline I had. Makes me I think whilst I'm making my way, where was that archer? There goes a rune. I think that was counter damage. No, now I have to like cast a what is it? Now I have to refuel to cast my 3 spells. Oh wait, no, I will go way back here. There's something else I can collect here. I know that somewhere like I know that down there to the left is like an Urge Tree Spirit. Not I keep calling them Urge Tree Spirits, but really they are just tree spirits. That guy there, that's an Urge Tree Avatar. And very nearby, like I think not down here, but down here somewhere like, is like a tree spirit that drops like a golden seed. How many golden seeds will I need? Because I think the game like at least gives you. I think it gives you more than enough to like immediately max out your like number of flasks, doesn't it? I need to get back to where I was getting it. My plans. I think for the stream, I'm just gonna try and grab. I'm first gonna grab the smithing stone and Elden. I'm not gonna worry about like the second half. I'm not gonna worry about like the second half. The top specialization because that's a bit out of. That's a bit. I want to like save that. For now, I just want to upgrade my smithing stone. Upgrade my make it more stronger. thinking that some basically he can one-shot me. I think this level 1 run is going to be good for my development as a Elden Ring player. I think my weakness, I think one of my big weaknesses is just my hesitation in like, okay, no, hesitation is definitely, no wait, no, yes, it is a bit of a, it's kind of weird. On one hand, a lot of the times I like hesitate in terms of like going in for clear hits, getting those extra hits in that'll let me like take care of the enemies and stuff like that. But on one hand, it also means on one hand I can also just like lose my patience and just get greedy. And that, if you've seen my other earlier streams or just like my gameplay footage in general, gets me killed quite a lot. So, is it morning? Good, it's morning. That means no Knights Cavalry. And speaking of Knights Cavalry, I'll have to figure out a way to like, what is it, fight the one Knights Cavalry by, I think in Dragon Barrow. I think more than Cragblade, what I need, I think just for my own playstyle and just for how fun it is, what I need more than Cragblade is Bloodhound Step. Because Bloodhound Step, lots of good iframes, nice displacement or gap closing potential with iframes too. It's just going to be really nifty to use. Plus, I don't have to like think about using. I don't have to think too much about using it too. I can just like apply on my buffs, use Bloodhound Step to like dodge and stuff like that, etc., and then I can just make my way and keep going. So, what physics do I have? Faith and the other one. I think if I could like find strong faith boosting like piece or something, that would be ideal, methinks. Mayhaps even. I should actually check the gold mask like armor set does exactly that. Because what I need is to be able to use a second crystal tier besides the faith boosting one that boosts our faith by 10, letting us use golden vow. I'm not gonna find that ammo. Ooh, I see. Now I just have to be quick as well because I really do not want to smoke the upcoming Black Blade Cougar. Just a really dangerous enemy. Just like a worse version of Valiant Cargo, in-game level strength. I just still kind of think you just don't need that in your life, you know? Right, here's where we use the left roll battalion. I'm thinking from here, technically it's supposed to be a straight shot all the way. I say straight shot, but the Helix tree is going to be a detour. And if I want to be strictly speaking, I think with this open, I do have potential access to like the Rivers of Blood. Not as powerful as it once was, but still pretty good in my experience. It's Katana, it's Bleed, it's just a lot of the things you want. With that multi-hit attack as well. Nah. think a little bit sloppy on my part to actually aggro these guys instead of like going in and out, just grabbing the thing, which is somewhere. Is it here? It's here. I think I did the surge spring thing with the cautions. Stone miners fell there. And that's the mountaintops of the giants. What to do. From here I can go on to like get the Somberstone bell-bearing thing, but I don't need that, methinks.
Well, I took you no man to lay out your own.
I don't think I'll need. I don't think I'm gonna do. I don't think I'm gonna use Somberstones on the Black Knife. It is pretty much just a status effect weapon at the end of the day. I want to apply like periodically. So, what is this? Strength and a lot of dex. That's unfortunate. I think I can use this pretty well with Prelate's Charge if I like find it. I think it's down at the mountaintops where I just came from. Let's see, anything else? In fact, I'm doing this out of order. I should be giving this bell bearing to the Twin Maidens over here. Get their stuff, etc., etc. To spend these runes on. I think the unfortunate thing about it is that like I think the unfortunate thing is that eventually I'm just gonna run out of runes to spend these runes on. Hey, that's a Guts Greatsword. Why can't I just pick this up off here? Why do I have to go fight like the evil giant death dogs in Caleb? Game.
Back already, no matter.
Do stuff. Just let me skip the harsh stuff. Hey. Starfist plus 19. I really should also double check if if I'm using whether it's better to use like heavy or whether it's better to use heavy or quality just in terms of like sheer scaling. Since I chose like the Wretch class, my stats are pretty even across the board, so I can just like ignore that. Okay, let's go over here to Grail's Dragon. This should go all the way over to the tower right there, and then just not activate the side of things. A little bit lazy of me to be honest. Now I think I have a big problem here. I want to get the Ash of War Bloodhound Step because it's so good. Ash of War, very cheap, very cheap for the cost, very cheap for but it's guarded by a very dangerous Knight Rider. Not particularly dangerous because of I guess he is a little bit dangerous because I kind of struggle with the Knight Rider's movement. Like just in general. but also dangerous because this is endgame level stain and I am at level 1 feather. So I have to figure out a way to get this guy's Bloodhound step skill, and I have to do it quickly so that I have time to both do one, Radahn's entire boss fight, and do Radahn's entire boss fight, and also Ranni's entire quest line, which partially does involve Radahn, even if it does give some sort of just have to do what I did with that regular horse knight. Damage is actually better than I thought it was going to be, being honest. I think I just have to proc lead on him once and it'll probably just check. I think I just have to proc lead on him a few times and it'll probably just check it. It's either I'm going to just do that to him for like the next 10 or so months, or I spend the next 10 or so, or I do all that thing, and then actually I don't think I need to worry about the mainly because I think he's gonna drop a similar amount of stuff. The guy and I lost my focus there, but yeah, I think I know what to just generally do. It's pretty fortunate. I don't know why I keep following these wounds so much in this run. When I think I'm like 20 minutes away from being able to just like make supply of runes if I search. And because runes like 70% don't matter because you know level 1. So, yeah, let's just go at it. This time I'm definitely gonna ignore those rock runes unless they're not in the way. or rather, unless that Knight's Cavalry isn't close enough. Okay, this is go time again. Use Knight's Cavalry. Is that a thing they did just to make sure he just doesn't... So okay, so I'm still very much in one-shot territory if his glaive connects. Even if I use my thing, I can't actually use these other spells because I have too much faith requirement. Don't have a lot of consultations, and then whatever I use will just be overlooking. That. I need some kind of special, which means about grabbing the shield at some point. And the trouble with that is that I'm just not very good at that. Dex 14, strength 46%. So I can use the shield. I just have to be particular with my first step and reach punishment. Actually, here's an idea. What if I just went all the way to the spent any excess runes I have? I mean, sure. If one's gonna oh hey, my avatar's bugging again. Cool. I would like to be able to use like that as well. That is kind of fun with how much arcane I need. Firstly, I need to be just like but I'm pretty sure that it's I think it's a little bit out of reach with me. Let's just do, I think let's do a nice. Let's see if that will give us a bit of survivability so we can tank one singular hit from the night's cavalry. I think I can manage that check. Sherry, you're in the check. Now, I think we saw that games like registered correctly that you so we're just like interviewing just to make sure. Oh, is he shimmy stepping or something? I think that if we really do need to find like a super secret, like very special part. The way it's working right now, I'm just not like, I'm just not doing, I just want to survive. If I get it, pretty much just, especially when you I think I'll do 5 more minutes, and if not, I'll just come back later. I think rather than opening with that, I should probably make it that opening with that. Yes, this is going to be the entire rest of the stream, or the entire rest of the run. Me dying in some silly predictable way and people Yes, actually, yes, I should have gone for repose something like I almost hit the flow state there. Did you see that? I did a bit of damage on him. I'm actually making progress. Let's see. I think I might at least make it to the start of Ronnie's quest. I think I'll make it that way. I also need to find some merchants to offload some of these ones
Sorry, I didn't.
Do you have anything worth? Not much, but I'll take it. You there, Hermit Shack merchant, what do you have?
Well, divorce.
Might as well grab the sentry's torch too. I am gonna need it. I think whilst I'm just doing this little like errand running thing, I'm just gonna say I think my plans for like future streams is pretty. I guess future streams are just like as a content creator. I'm like pretty motivated now. So what I think I want to do is I want to like develop an actual real streaming setup. I want to get my setup better. Have like an actual like schedule and things. Have like I think maybe set up like an actual real overlay that isn't literally just chat. That is actually what the overlay is called. It's just like a chat window that like appears and disappears depending on how long it's been since someone like spoke. That is basically the gist of it. I want to like just and I think I can figure it out. I think I can sort of figure out how. And one plan that's still in the works is actually like finish. Is fun like it actually either no, it is most likely gonna. I was gonna say, oh, I can just make it myself, but that requires that I A, learn to draw, B, learn to rig. Both of which is a bit of a difficult thing to do, like me having like an actual, like, real full-time job now.
Ah, welcome, dear customer. Yes, right this way. Right this way. Well, Galud, please. I'm hungry.
You did pretty well to sense me when I wasn't even in your side of vision. Then again, I guess the torrent is just a little bit loud, so. I think this is going to be. Do you have any rod bone like Darce I can use? I think this will be a good usage of like my consumable items. If like, what if I just bought a bunch of like what if I just bought a bunch of like poison stuff? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be like a funny way to like poison enemies and take advantage of like the poison and stuff? Okay, good, you're still here.
Felt I told you that I possess, or have you come as my other? Oh, so old, then I've no choice. Let's try. My apology. I presume I hope that.
Yeah, no,
what
it's
you
cool.
Considered I must go back.
Lots of people
There
say
is
mean
something
things
I
about
must
us
do.
tarnished anyways, so.
Will you show me the way? If you accept of the word, thank you. They say in castles. Then farewell. I will go with forgive me and.
We'll go gadget spirit mode. Is Slobo even like alive? He doesn't seem to be breathing there, buddy boy.
Call upon me.
Call upon me when needed, and I will fight at your side. Can I actually use her? What's my FP? Yep, I can use her at least, so I can use her, and Rusty said she was actually pretty good, so I'm just gonna take his word for it and just keep like use her for now. Oh, but first I need to like find like an axe, the ghost engraved glove wards, which I could find if I actually explored some catacombs, did the video game thing of exploring the stuff the video game wants you to find. And I can do that later. I should set myself a reminder to do the Death Touch. I think it's called either the Death Touch Catacombs or this one I think is one of them is called the Death Touched and one of them is the Black Knife. Both of them confusingly have black knife enemies as like bosses, but one kind of like as one of those weird like cemetery shaped things. So yeah, let's see. It's been 45 minutes already. I think in the interest of like doing the thing I said I was gonna do in my stream, I'm gonna go straight to Radahn, and I forgot to activate the Side of Grace there too. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah. Technically, if I want to be like do something really like mean and funny, I think I can use the Anspur. Do you have the Anspur Rapier, do I? High dex, but that's never mind. I'm just not gonna poison or rot Radahn. Radahn who whose entire thing at this stage of his life is just like his mind's like just been fully corrupted by the rot, that he can't like think or do anything besides just like fight and eat stuff. He's weak. He's pretty weak. He's very weak to rot as well. So in case the help from these guys wasn't enough, you can just like rot him and just like wait for the ticker to go down.
Seems we're fated to keep crossing paths. Now, we find ourselves at a festival of The way ahead is pleasingly simple. A path forged by sword and fang.
Now, let's meet our good buddy Alexander.
Ah, you came. How delightful. Indeed, I thought I might find you here.
And you guessed correctly there,
Do you know
Alexander.
for whom this festival is being held? Well, it is none other than General Radahn himself. To think, I could face a great champion of the Shattering, a demigod in the flesh. Oh, gosh. But the fear simply assures me the ordeal is worth undertaking.
I think that's a good
Be
mindset
sure
to
to get a
have.
good vantage, my friend.
Fear makes the ordeal
Fist
worth
Alexander,
undertaking.
do hereby vow to unflinchingly brave this ordeal.
Now let's talk to Finger Maiden Diana for a jester. And that's the last we're gonna see of her, like, alive and well. So I hope you guys got used to that.
Are
Now,
you good
hello
at
there,
the
Jaren.
festival?
But now,
Oh, the cellar!
Daisies. Now then, let's proceed with like the main meat of the stream. Battle against Shardbear Radahn, the mightiest of the demigods. Ooh, a smithing stone. I think 50k runes is, I think, a decent amount to lose. Or rather, not an earth-shattering amount to lose. I think I really want to be accurate. Let's just be at our best when we face Radahn. And he deal one-shot damage to him. Let's never find out. I think that's enough. That's enough. Now, I can never remember where Radahn. There he is. just literally dropped me in on the outskirts of the combat arena. I think no. I have no way of knowing where. Charges at the vanguard, but like I forgot to apply my buff. There it is again. It just like literally just drops me like it just fell from the sky. I think one thing I do kinda not like about Elden in like sort of solid way is that the necessity of buffs. Stacking thing kind of is a little bit tedious to do every single time. The thing is, these buffs, not a lot of these buffs last very long. Like, you'll see that you'll see in a second where that it's just not gonna last. Alright, I guess that's one part of the stream done. Now the rest of it is just gonna be me going straight down into Nokron to grab myself a little unit tier action. And I think I'll also get a silver tier mask as well, which will let me use at least I can use rock breath. Technically frost breath too, but it just has a little bit of anti-synergy with say a little arguable. It resets frostbite, which is a playstyle you can do if you like. It's kind of like a pseudo secondary. I think it's a bit more optimal to just let frost stay on because of the damage debuff it has. Right, because it like debuffs the enemies. But yeah, I don't. But yeah, that's gonna be for much later. I think I'm gonna adjust my seating because my avatar glitched for a second there. Look,
What a sick way to fight. Eh, mate? The glory of the clash is shared. By Radahn and you. And then a falling star.
right before our eyes.
Right before our eyes. I can't fathom how Radahn was holding back something of that scale.
He's just built
He was a
different,
living legend.
or was built different.
If ever I...
I think
well,
the good news is with this as
this
well,
time
we
I
now
left.
have
The wheel of
that
fate has been set
we now
into
have
motion.
access to
If it's
the
on the
final
cards,
part of Vari's quest
I'd
line.
be glad to meet again.
Specifically, we
You
have
are a fine
access
warrior.
to. Well, first we have to defeat Frenzy
If it's on the
Flame.
card, you are a fine warrior.
Frenzy Flame
Ah,
or
hello there.
or actually we don't strictly need to.
It was a battle
We just
marvelously
need to
fought.
we just need to soak
You are
the
well and
thought
truly a
Vari will
champion,
give some
friend.
blood of a maiden.
I, on the other hand,
And there is just one
nothing
at the
but a
Frenzy Flame
clog.
Church. I
one
think
hit was all it
I
took
don't
to
actually
crack
know the
me,
lore about that.
and
If
for my
it's a
insides
Wax
to come
maiden.
spilling out.
I don't think it was.
After that, and as such, as luck would
Yeah,
have
let's
it,
not
you
over.
know,
Let's not over.
the bodies found here are exceedingly fine. Who could expect any less from the very warriors who fought in the shattering? Just you wait.
Yep, Alexander's just gonna do normal things like putting the remains of fallen warriors into his body because he's an iron jar, and that just makes him stronger because that's how that works for some reason. Let's see, we even don't have to worry about collecting any runes. That boss took us like 3 attempts, I think, with the help of everybody. Plus the kind of insane damage of the Starfist just then. So, yep. Let's go back down to Fort Height where Nogron's waiting for us. It's also night, so if we wanted to, we could go back and fight the Knight Rider again. No. Okay. I do still need to find a third unique buff to put on it. Let's see, I think in terms of like buff stacking, I think you can have like 4 different buffs on at the same time. There's FGMS, there's Golden Vow, which is like a Nora buff, FGMS, which is a body buff, I think. Or I'm mixing the two up. No, I think Golden Vow is an aura buff because it buffs nearby allies as well. I think I can stack 2 more buffs with that. Which do I have? Weapon buff, so that's either so that's either gonna be this one, Blood Flame Blade or Crag Blade, and the 4th is just like a unique buff you can just like stick on if you, and most likely it'll probably be the Jellyfish Shield. But then actually no, it can't be the Jellyfish Shield, I think. They patched it so that you can't have the shield on your back and the buff still be active because they just made fun like that. So I'm gonna have to find like figure out how to get iron jar aromatic jars and stuff like that. I think I overshot my See, this is what happens when you hate fun. You start making your players overthink things and they just jump into their deaths and lose their rune arcs. It's an unfortunate business, that. I think Ranni's quest is arguably a lot simpler. In the sense that I have another cavalry boss to fight. Very short, like at the end, towards the end point of it, or towards the arguable mid point. We do also have to look out for pickups down here because there's gonna be like, you know what they call them, those gloveworts stuffs. Yeah, I'm gonna need those if I want to get like actual use out of like mimic. Oh, so that's where you get the ghost flame torch. Neat. Yay, the good news is this is considered a mid-game level area. Right? So the bosses can, but not enough that it's going to be a problem. Reboot. Is that the first time we've broken teardrops covered in this run? I guess it is. Anything else there? No. Everything behind here, correct? One thing. They're just a random. Ooh, a smoking stone 5. Not that we need it anymore. Be wary of unnoticed, therefore seek beyond. Very, very good advice there. Probably the weakest enemies in this area. At least I didn't waste another rune arc, so that's a plus. But I was like at the tail, but it was like at the tail end of like that area just before the side of phase 2. I guess I just don't normally take those enemies seriously since by the time I'm here, I normally have like at least like 30% more HP. I think 20 to 30%. H, like, Vigor isn't really a stat I usually use. First off, don't think magic. Yay, I jumped without hurting torrent. Okay, next thing's next. And we're just gonna run straight to the side of grace. One of these days I'm gonna find an actual use for these golden runes. I wonder if I can hit like 50, I wonder if I can hit the 50 vigor like benchmark. What is it? Without, I think without going into heavy load territory. With like my armor sets. It's probably doable. Except I just kind of have to, you know, probably unequip one more item. Oh, look at that guy fisting in there. Let's see. Let's activate the side of grace. Let's see, I think those, yep, I think that's ghost. I think those guys just have like ghost flame torches for whatever reason. And ghost flame does freeze. I think these have like higher level, like a ghost glove where it's bell bearing. That's gonna be helpful. Those are Stepping stone 3. Let's keep having a good look around. Surely one of these is... Oh, there it is. There's one. Outbreak. Ghost Glove Word 4. I think there's going to be a great ghost glove word somewhere down here. This is not it. Wow, I think the guy almost killed me. Let's not overthink things. I think I got a ghost glove word here anyway. Got a glove word here anyways. Let's not worry about this guy anymore. Nope, sorry. Nope. At least we're in range of like a... what is it called? At least now we're in a stake of Marika, so even if we die, it's just not going to be a problem. It's just not going to be a problem for us. We just respawn back where we left off. And yes, I am going to remove my weapons for the Mimic tier boss fight. I spent a lot of time just doing random stuff, just doing like literally whatever. So I don't really have time to like mess around fighting the Mimic tier. Yeah. Which gives us 18, yeah, just 18 arcane just out of the bat. Now let's keep going. I think I could make a funny detour down here and grab a detour down here and take the long way around. Down you go. That is interesting. I think I'm getting more bugs in this run than I've ever had in this game, because getting randomly dropped down in just the outskirts of Radahn's arena, because like I've never had it where you spawned like just a small tiny distance above the area for the stake of Marika, but also these little scarab guys are just like managing to walk on air essentially out of your reach and stuff. Interesting stuff happening. Right, so as I was saying, I could make my way down the long way around to Shifra. Because I think there is some stuff we could probably stand to benefit from getting over there. Except no, it wouldn't be down to Shifra, it'd be to where the Lost Dragonkin boss is. Lost Dragonkin. I'm thinking of Hollow Knight, the Lost Kin Soldier. It would be down where the Dragonkin Soldier is. And I could also make another detour down here to go into to find the Valiant Gargoyles and see Deep Root Depths. To fight the Valiant... Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to fight the Valiant Gargoyles. Nobody does. Like, it's a lot more... Normally, I recommend just wait until you're, like, a high enough level that you can just, like, brute force them easily. At level 1, I would essentially need to actually try and, like, avoid whatever it is they're doing. And they're just not the kind of boss that you want to actually try for, because they're on the lower end of the boss tier list. Mostly because of the stuff they do with the, like... Where's the item? Wait, how do you get up there? Is it up here? And you can't really make any jumps here, so I was kind of hoping to find like a secret over there, but I guess we're just fighting this. Almost had me. Okay, now you definitely had me. Oh, it has the Marianne hair. That's neat. I don't think there's any boss fights left down here unless we count the rolling balls of doom that drop larval tears, which we don't need to worry about, or the giant mimic troll, which also drops a larval tear. Let's see these guys try and follow me. Except no, they can't. You see? They're not even anywhere near close to me. Open sesame. And there's our prize, the fabled mimic to your ashes. A perfect clone of us and our entire moveset, or a perfect clone of us and our equipped on-hand weapons. Here's just a random, non-hostile, like, silver tier thingy. Just, like, vibing and existing independently for whatever reason. And there's a window. This is going to be Nox Flowing Hammer. Yosh. I think let's just make a break for it, because They just didn't notice me at all. I works for me. Makes this next part of Ranni's quest a lot easier. And it's kind of refreshing not having to worry about the rolling balls of doom. Oh, I think I forgot the map fragment somewhere. I think I will go down like Shifra anyways. We've got time. I think I want to get I think I want to go as far as at least reaching Lady Ranni. Because what are the steps of her quest? Go all the way up this path to where she is. Do her legacy dungeon, which is the volcano, which is the Carrion Manor. Talk to her. Do Radahn's boss fight, which we've already done ahead of time. Do this bit, which I think I'll do after just ducking quickly via Shifra, just to see what other stuff we can grab. I think an alternative I can probably do for like this level 1 run, if I try and like just rework my build a little bit, is I think the dragon halberd. I do have time for that diversion, don't I? Yes I do. See. So here's the plan. Go via Shifra, look for, you know, Gloveworths. I think just I want to take the most advantage out of like Mimic tier that I can right now. I'm also remembering that for Noxtella, what is it called? For the actual like Great Ghost Gloveworth, I think one of the main ones we can find is in Noxtella. And yeah, that's just gonna be getting past the first part of Ranni's quest line. So yep, there we go. Down big elevator, and I mean big elevator. Like the kind, like they didn't really need to do this as such, but they did need to do this because it's one of those secrets you'll just find, or it's just one of those things you'll find early on. You think it's just like a small secret thing, but then the lift goes on and on and on. And oh, look at that, we're in a cool new underground area. Like a whole place to explore. And now you're thinking, how big? Look at the size of this place. Just how big is this game? Is this really like 50 gigabytes or whatever the game is? Like, that's just like a really cool thing they did with this game. So, yeah, props to them for that. And props to that for them. So, yep. Let's see. Just something past Trevor, nothing to get crazy about. I think we just farm these guys. It drops their spear, which I hear is actually pretty good with like, I forget which Ash of War it is. I think it's ice. I think literally just ice spear. And if we do like a little platforming around here, we get to, I think we'll get access to, what is it? I think Oracular Bubble. Ghost Gloveworth one, which is no longer necessary. Pick up the item, please. It's part of Shifra. And I think what we can optionally do here is fight like the stag. I think the stag or a mouse boss. The ancestral spirit that watches over this forest. And the giant crab that can, I think, that if it can't already one-tap us, I think gets pretty close to that range with just any one of its wives. So watch out for that. Let's see, sentient light. The sentient lightning that can just run, that can just like shred your health. Like, and forgive me for the pun, lightning fast if you're not ready for it. Let's see, map fragment. There is a lot of like sentient lightning around here as well, so you do have to be wary of that. No, I thought it was a little bit early for that, and yes it was. That's supposed to be a cultural, so that's pretty fun. Neat. Melted mushroom. I think we're veering a little close to the lightning. We've also aggroed something. I don't know what, but we aggroed something. Let's see, the good old 2-1-2. We don't need to worry about killing him. Because we can do platforming that he cannot. At least I'm assuming that he can't. Yep, he can't. We've already lost aggro from him. Or her. I don't actually know what gender those like ancestral followers are, so... Okay, just a guy with the Scavenger's sword. Bloodhound. Bloodhound's fan. Yoo-hoo. This guy just playing his little violin thing on its own, which is fair enough. Oh, that's where you can eat one. Neat.
Goodbye till next.
Let's see, giant flower bed with lasers and poison. Yep, poison builds up on us fast, so let's just be fast. Into the den of tentacle monsters or whatever they're called. The squid. Why did I have to remember what the squid was? Let's see. We didn't really get... I do want to be prepared for this. Like, whatever I can. Yeah, I think if I just stand still and just let them... Or he'll just jump down, I guess. You just give up. Just let your guy... Just let me kill one of your bros, it's fine. No need to like dash the intruder or anything. It's fine. Yeah, now I think about it, there should be another way, like... Yeah, there should be a way back... yeah, there should be a way back down there. And there's also a golden... Not only a golden seed, but also something else pretty, like, valuable for us. we need more HP to use the mimic tier. We need 660 HP, and we only have we need 660 HP, and we only have 522. That is unfortunate. All that effort gone for nothing. Alright, you and me, Lieutenant? Here's the plan. I go up and hit him repeatedly. You hit him repeatedly from this distance. Okay, we got a plan. Could you imagine if I were able to like get his fight done like if I was able to get this fight done quickly? Okay, that's an alternate weapon we can use with just a little bit of elbow grease. Not a lot of elbow grease, honestly. I just have to increase my strength a little bit, and bada bing, bada boom, I can just like you. All of a sudden, I can just use. All of a sudden, I have lightning and ice attacks in my wheelhouse. So. Okay, let's wrap up with Schiefer then. I think there is another side to Sheep. That's just melted mushrooms. There is another side to Sheep. Like, I think it leads to the Arsenal Jar, to the Great Arsenal Jar, like this fight. Like, literally just for the Great Arsenal Jar. You just like want to find a way to massively, not massively, but like significantly increase your equip load. Wouldn't it be cool if they had more invisible walls in places that made sense like that? Let's see. That keep going. Oh no, that is not an invisible wall. So, you tricked me. And another room for trouble. And all of a sudden we have the map to knock on. Wow. Groovy. So let's now make our way down to back down to Liurnia and speak and meet with a certain witch princess. And I still can't believe that you don't even need the erudition emo. That all you really need is to like do a little like platforming and just access it through that. This game like has just so many secrets that even after 1,000 hours, I'm still like learning new things every day. So, and I also just remember something somewhere along this path. Like I think either before or after like the fort with the Royal Revenant boss and like what's his name, Blacksmith Iji. Like even after like that, I think there's like dexterity, not even the dexterity or intelligence crystals here, which logically speaking, seeing the kind of build I'm doing, I don't need. And in fact, what I might need to do is, yeah, I can just use the Dragon Halberd from base. I guess I know what alternate weapon I'm using for a boss that I can like frost but can't. Because I think if you can't like bleed proc a boss, you can probably frost proc it or rock proc it. So I guess I know what I need to like do. Let's use the Ice Lightning. No idea. It's weird seeing the jellyfish here. I guess I just normally go by this spot for like this part of the area. I didn't even know that troll was there, for example. In fact, I went up so far that I ended up at the floor of freeze by accident. Never mind, I knew that troll was there the entire time. I just skipped that. I just took a left. I just straight up took a left. But hey, if I go down here, I could just slide. Go straight back to where that graphic scion was. Get a little like payback and vengeance, you know. I could do that. And by doing that, I don't have to. And by going this way, I then don't have to worry about defeating the fight. Can't hear it, but I'm pretty excited to go back into here. This is just gonna be a nice little quick diversion. I think doing this will enable us to not only get... This will let us do a couple of things. Lets us advance Neflilu's questline, because right now she's sulking in the last with the whole about how her dad just like, despite talking about all this like justice and everything else, kind of over it. I think just for like the secret piece of the knowledge. Just 3.3k lose. I guess it makes sense as the overall first person. Actually, before I went a bit whoopsie daisies, I went a bit out of order again. I hope you don't mind me. But first, I have to talk to the creepy mascot. No, wait, it's the right direction. I just got spooked by the giant. I have news for you.
Kid, I'm glad you have a taste. I wish to a knight to luminary. So, now, for your normally this blood, the cloth, the blood of it.
I think reaching the 4 belfries first, I think is going to be good overall. It does let us, I think, get past, like, I think one of the more, I can't really explain it too much, but there is, like, the annoying section getting up between, like, where you, like, after you find the jellyfish shield and turning up to go to the 4 belfries. It's just like a really loaded encampment. It's just like knights, those like noble foot soldier guys, like those noble like caster guys pelting you. A knight with like an arrow shooting at you, and then he just like charges at you with a gun at him. And then there's like a pumpkin head, and then you go past it, and there's like troll ghost knights. It's just like a really loaded like area, you know. Sorry about doing this, my mate. I do require this to advance the plot, to advance the story, or advance myself in my quest to become Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord. And that's the 2 things gotten. Let's go back to the round table hold.
Ah, you, please. It's pathetic.
Yep, there she is, sulking, all sad because her dad did a war crime. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. Gideon, why did you do war crimes?
You've received the then I bid you. I am known as a Tani. You now belong. Indeed. So I had no honestly determined. I suspect a dose of Oh, and she got Radahn as his master, but now finished. Yeah. Allow me to find out. She hides and she knows the.
Right. I do like the play of being like, oh, whoopsie daisies, it seems my attendant just went and killed you for some reason. Whoopsie daisies, since he's all dead and gone, I hope you don't mind doing the rest of your quest yourself, finding those secret medallions and doing stuff.
You.
That sort of stuff, you know?
It's pathetic, I know, but So you know all right. It's true. For indulging my emotions. Father, I would have done, and yet I betrayed.
Nah, you didn't betray him. We just betrayed your sense of justice.
And
Do you ever think about that?
To think he'd... Oh, where is the justice he once told me he would never... Or was he simply...
I don't know how to explain this, but yeah, he was lying to you, I'm afraid.
No. No. How could I say that? Father has always... And now... Is that
Here's the
ash?
storm
I can
off
smell the
thing.
ink. My thanks. I don't feel still. It reminds... Thank you. In this act, it reminds me of...
And since we're currently in an excess of stone sword keys, let's just open up this one. I think it's gonna be the black bolt. I'm trying to think of what else I'd actually need for... I'm trying to think of what else is left to collect for this run. Guess I'll just fight a Gil. Since I have, I think since I have access to, I think since I have a mask that'll give me actual, like, that'll give me an actually usable arcane stat, I can just, like, equip that mask. And then equip that mask by the dragon. It is a bit of a shame because, like, I do actually like the skill capture I made. Okay, let's try that again. Speak to the rave master. Where's the one? There we go. Just broke that one and save potions. I was this way through Now let's warp over before she snipes something and gets herself into and gets us into aggro again. Arcane 12, so we can actually use this pretty early too. Oh, interesting. So as long as I find something like a little more usable, once I find like an actual item that like really gives us a nice arcane boost, like say the white mask, I can actually do a lot of stuff. I can actually do a lot of stuff. See, it looks like my main recourse would be to boost Kane enough to use the thing would be I guess probably Marcus. So I guess Marcus Seal, but then if I use that I won't be able to use like I won't be able to use Golden Valley anymore. And getting the thing that I need to boost my arcane by like one more point to use the dragon, to use the red spell, the long breath. It's gonna need me to go all the way back. It's gonna need me to go all the way into Volcano Manor and do the old dungeons. Yep, that's gonna be for a future part. Knowing just generally everything, it's probably gonna be next. Effectively, if I get like, I need to find a way to get like massively boost I think to massively boost my fate so I can actually like get rid of like the fate boosting thing. Because I want to use what's it called? Well, strictly speaking, I don't really think could just like I can get rid of the heart just like boosts your damage negation by 7%. I could just get rid of that. Just go on my main way since I think past like Ranni's quest, I am pretty much going to be almost exclusively dead. Let's see, aside from Ronnie's quest and like deep with that specifically, and being honest, I don't think there's anything I need. So it's like, what, a few golden seeds? If see, a few golden seeds and maybe just more runes. Now, the fastest way to get those runes would be to kill those ants, and I don't value my chances. I don't value my chances fighting all those ants. Here near West Map, King's Realm ruins. I remember what the class for this area is specifically because it's the Royal Regiment. Everybody hates the Royal Regiment. But as for the play for let's just deal with it. I'm going to like... Let's just like wall. Until we reach the other walls. That itself is like 15 minutes. To get to the end of the map. It is pretty much just literally just a straight run through it because there's not much real need on this run. Like, the hands themselves are pretty difficult to tell. Giant hands that are going to be a real problem for you. Over there, up in there, is sort of one of the legendary weapons you can get. I think arguably one of the best weapons in the game. I think it's one of the best weapons in the game, but it is like quite pain to use. At least compared to a lot of twin swords. Same gimmick, but an actually same gimmick. Rather similar gimmicks. Half magic, half fire, but with an actually fun moveset this time. That requires like thinking and stuff. Again, straight run through these ghostly knights are forbidden. It's so straightforward that I'm already reverted into Let's Play walkthrough guides. In case you're wondering how one of the knowledge, this entire stuff, like 90% of the matter itself, it just isn't. Like, I can pretty much just auto-pilot this. I think the only main risk factor is getting or just being one of those like magic and I guess the other risk factor is that I'm currently living off of base. Oh yeah, I forgot they had those like explosive mines. Ooh. That's halfway through. 2/3 of the way through the map in like 5 minutes. I think the main gatekeepers, I think the final gatekeeper is going to be like the actual real boss in Loretta, or rather Loretta's Shade. I don't actually know why you know what I'm saying. There is an association of wolves with the area family. Radahn has a red wolf. Ranni's like brother/friend/ imperial new vassal is California. So I guess it just kind of tries that his family will just have a bunch of people like just I think I jumped down too early because the shit Because I remember being worried, there being worried. Charged heavy. Actually, let me see. Let's check out. Let me just check out Stormhawk Lane. Let's see. I'm trying to think here. Sorry for going quiet for a second, but Storm, if I swap from Golden Vow to Stormhawk D, I think his buffs are pretty comparable. To Golden Vow, because if I do that, I can then get rid of this faith boosting thing and go back to using charged attack boosting. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Who needs golden with that? And it's gonna be so amazing to get past 4 Fury to nothing with Ice Quest and like the food plants, which I just said I'm not. Which actually, well, I might not do the food stuff. I think I'm only doing it. I think I might just go in for like gold and seeds and just call it. Radahn has actually been doing pretty well. But I think with Stormhawk D, he just right away. What a diligent son. Anyways, where is that map? I like those guys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use just over 2 hours. We finally have to go back to the round table hold because I forgot to grab the firstly. Hello? Firstly, because I need to level up Stormhawk Dean to be a good level. I think he has enough benefits that it warrants doing that. So get Stormhawk Dean to a good enough level that he can like survive a few good hits, and then he'll just stick close to me, periodically buffing me whenever the opportunity arises. And I think it was an incredibly good he didn't make for an amazing first impression, buffing me like right out of the game, just like as soon as I summoned him. I also should like make an effort to get rid of that commander guy, so I can make some progress with Melis's quest line and get access to a talisman, which I think is going to be a good alternative to playing with charged heavies all the time. I think. It's also going to be really good when I finally get access to Marika's Source Seal. But that's got to be the Halic tree, isn't it?
Greeting, are you here for spirit? I'd like to. Can you take? They can't be so. It'll be glad. I feel like I can see how I can understand Master Hugh once again.
Master Hugh, isn't that? I think Genshin's gonna have some words about the weirdness of what happened at the Earth.
You know what this means. The fingers shake when they are about to no matter.
Is there anything we can use from here? That is gonna be out of my usability range.
Now, let do.
Because we all collectively made a miscalculation about what happens about the steps needed to become Elden Lord, so whoopsie daisies. But never mind that for now. Oh yeah, I think it's here that you get the intelligence crystals. I don't want to hang out around this place so I'm gonna go. Let's see. If I go down the left here, I'm gonna get. If I go down the left here, I'm gonna get sniped. If I go down the right here, I'm gonna be near aggro range for a bear, a giant bear. I could theoretically have gone the safer route of just platforming down from the Frenzy Flame village. I should also remind myself. I just stopped by White Mask Vare. Yeah, I think that is going to be a priority. Talking to White Mask Vare. Talking to White Mask Vare, going into one of these ghost guys can breathe. Don't know that these mausoleum. Nah, I don't think they could breathe. I would have gotten a breed. Would have gotten a breed. Man, what kind of status effect would that be? The thing I should do first is probably go talk to Vare so I can get like one of the most major cornerstones of this entire like rebuild. Let me know. Something died without our intervention. Most of these skeletons weren't real, except of course for one extra super special skeleton. Is it just one? No, it was two. For a second, I thought it was that with stack with quest. Not the one we need. You guys have the same like animation break from like Dark Souls. I think what I suspected happened earlier did actually indeed happen. Yeah, the guy, you know those like skeletons that are controlled by like summoners and stuff like that? Yeah, one of them walked under the giant guillotines and just got, well, guillotined. I think the same thing happened to another like enemy. I don't actually have any reason to fight this next boss either. Like, what is it? Cemetery Shade? Yep, it's still fine. We can just... Yeah, we can just try again. And let's try not to lose the 100k runes we've just been holding on to. Okay. Sage Sorcerer ashes. So we did not need to do any of that, I think. Ooh. Cool. Let's just do a couple of resets as well. Because this game is pretty weird with this specific, like, with Nephilim specific quest. Like, you do have to, like, rest at the side of the place or pass time a few times before Nephilim just appears there. And you know what you get for a trouble?
It's been some time. I must thank you. I told Father I would. I remembered the vow I took when this land is much like I will call upon the storm. Again, some call me by the title of Lady, though I have now abandoned. I cannot express. Should you, I would gladly. Farewell, I will remain, but your guide surely liar.
Ray, ancient dragon smithing stone, but not enough like regular smithing stones to get us to level 24. In the interest of making good use of our runes before we like lose them, because I am about to do something like, I think I'm just gonna make preparations first. Firstly, and I'm also just mentally calculating like what the rest of the is. So it's going to be, what's it gonna be? It's going to be going down to my stuff. Giving it like without having to do anything. But going up those type of things still is gonna be helpful. Just because we down here. This is going to be a bit of since is a bit like a little bit out of the way.
What are you looking? Oh, perfect. Look, I got crap. Mate, you heard of the dog? He's a madman. You see, and that was in the scene. He's a killer. Does all sorts of shit. I ain't seen. I never while he did that. Never met some girl real.
I don't really want to play with that. Okay, that's that. We've got plenty of... Let's go back and meet Lady Ranni for real this time. I think we have pretty much everything we need. We have the black knife, so we can just talk to her like straight up. And going through the rest of our quest line, it's going to be pre-Noxtella, so Old Palace Ruins, Noxtella, Lake of Rot, Astel, and then finally, optionally, Adulo. Optionally, I might add.
I believe I said it pleaseth me to tarnish. I have no no reason intriguing. Wilt thou? I am the that I might well. I see thou art a. What I require is I anticipate. Good. Art thou a wit left to go there to? Ah, yes. Like thee, heed not there, but I'm sure the. Ah, yes. Like thee, heed not there. I'm sure the.
Let's see. I like to crouch when going downstairs, if only because when I run, there is like a risk that I just run off the platform and just fall to my death. Just a little bit of, just being a little preventative, shall we say. Hello there, E.G.
Oh, you've defeated a grand reward. The pleasure, the Carian Royal. Let us give together.
Yeah. There we go. Avatar's fixed. Let's go.
I see. Yes, yes. I don't know what since we have I asked that. I resummon pain should you, if it were up to, but who am?
Right. I think we've talked to them both. Let's carry on with the quest. And talk to Lady Ranni
I shall
one last
soon,
time.
and it will be so. This door's still. I look. I shall, and it will be. I look.
And just like that, we're able to go back and to do the rest of her thing, collect her item. We don't actually have any reason to fight like these silver tiers, I think. The one at the end drops a larval tier, but yeah, we need to use that. For a rune level 1. One might call it unnecessary. No real way to actually use it on a level 1 run, I think. If you use a larval tier, it's only because you've leveled up and allocated your stats somewhere. Oh wait, the Great Ghost Upward is in not wrong. Not me. I'ma just grab my runes and leave. Excuse me, please. And we're still at Road 2, isn't that cool? I don't think there's enough time to do Ranni's quest, because we are talking about 3 more areas and like arguably 2 boss fights. No, 2, arguably 3 boss fights. And 1 being optional that you can just, if you're just fast enough, can just run past and just use the Side of Grace. And yeah, I don't think there's enough time for that. Estelle, I don't know how well I'm gonna do level 1, but I think he's gonna be manageable. I think Estelle's gonna be manageable, especially at like this sort of like mid-game level strength. Enough that my Starfist can do quite a good deal of damage to him. Even without bleed, I don't think he can actually bleed, so I probably will have to use Crag right now.
You've completed, and with this, a night. Now, this...
So, yeah. I'm gonna do instead the Mogwin Palace thing. Get the white mask.
Good heavens. Clench your teeth or something.
Yeah. Although I don't actually know. Because that's gonna be like...
Never
the
forget that
NPC
fever it is
price
what
for it, I think.
you have this. Oh, and with the power to I've gone, but you mustn't. The meeting must luminary. We must.
I'm not gonna lie, I wish I had even more shortcuts. The Mogwin... Yeah, because the Mogwin, like, dynasty... The Mogwin, like, I think it's pretty funny because you can actually use it in the middle of, like, boss arenas in, like, the overworld and the legacy dungeons. You can just use it in the middle of bosses and just go straight here. It's just like it's a nice little like panic button. If you can find like 3 or 4 free seconds to use it, which is pretty easy if you build distance from most bosses and just use it immediately. Oh, it's the ghost skeletons. Let's run before we get lasers again. Oh, I've cornered myself. Oh goody, it's not using a laser. Use one. Yeah, probably. I can try and grab it anyways. I don't really have anything to lose with the amount of runes I have. That was indeed the plan. So that's 1k. These guys really me for some reason. You know, this is actually a really pretty area to start. I think these white flowers just like really contrast like the whole like blood on this place has going. Stone 9. Hooray. Although I think the first piece I think this is going to be a really difficult area in particular. It may be like the in-game rune level farm place, but yeah, I think it's just going to be difficult without like some kind of massive wave to like these guys really hurt a ton, mostly because of like the bleed damage they can deal. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a struggle. Well, the good news is, since I've already spent my runes, if something happens and I just like die twice before I even get there, it's all Gucci. It's all good. It's all Gucci. Nothing, like literally nothing to lose except time, I guess. And it's not like we're doing like what is it called? It's not like we're doing a speedrun. Do that again for another one. You know, eventually. I think this is nothing. You know. Good, I hit him. Nope, but that bird noticed me. Okay, so somehow the third one died. Or maybe just don't need to worry about the third one. Oh, that is not good. Let me double check something. Yeah, I think I'm going. Yeah, I think that's going to be it then, because yeah, I think next stream I don't know when that's going to be. Probably most likely Saturday evening, hopefully Friday if I finish work early. Usually it's going to be Friday evening if I'm going to be next back. I think we did pretty well. We have the white sturgeon mask. We have, like, I think pretty much everything we need for a bleed build. We have charged attacks and bleed just playing into both strengths. Two Fingers Heirloom will be replaced with a Marika Sword Seal when I reach, like, the second half of the Hail Tree. That's gonna be the plan, definitely. But, and when we do it next time is going to be the second half of Ranni's quest. So.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your own.
And seems like there's whoops, I need to go back to Egypt.
The girl has effort is good to an improved time. Afghans.
Yes, I do have meat. But I'll need to find a second Somberstone 7 and a Somberstone 8 somewhere. Which, being honest, I could probably find a volcano no matter. So, I think I know the directions I'm going to do for my next stream. Next time, we're going to be running through the volcano. No, we're going to be doing the second half of Ranni's, the second 2/3 of Ranni's questline. And after that, we're going to be going straight into Volcano Manor as well. So, 2 demigods, 2 siblings, both serpent-like boss, both like otherworldly serpent-like bosses. Well, if we call one person being like a heretical snake like otherworldly, you know what I mean. In any case, thank you to those of you who tuned in. Until next time, Saturday evening or Friday, hopefully. This will be Sergio 6 signing off.